Hello, my name is Shannon Lyons. I'm a biology pre-med major that is also in Section 11. Project B.R.A.V.E. is my Running for Change project proposal. You might be asking what B.R.A.V.E. stands for. B.R.A.V.E. stands for Bringing Residential Awareness to Veterans' Experiences, and this is the underlying objective behind the main goal of this event. This project is an outreach to the veterans in our community as well as the disabled to not only hear their stories, but to provide the opportunity to participate in a 5K run through an adaptive Couch to 5K program. According to the West Virginia University Center for Excellence in Disabilities, approximately 1 in 5 working-age veterans have a service-related disability, and the poverty level of West Virginia veterans is 4% above the national average. The mission of the University of Charleston is to educate each student for a life of productive work, enlightened living, and community involvement. This project specifically focuses on reaching out to the disabled and the veterans who reside in surrounding communities, and making an impact in the Charleston area by raising awareness and applying productive work. To achieve enlightened living, students will need to work together to apply different realms of knowledge to this project to make it work. Enlightened living, according to the University of Charleston mission statement, states that students must own a broad range of knowledge to thrive in a modern society. For example, athletes can research and develop a Couch to 5K program. Business majors can work on advertising and marketing, and biology majors can focus on having a course that would be best for those with disabilities, as well as partner with nursing or PA students to offer medical care and supplies during the race. Through community involvement, students will partner with organizations within the community, as well as on the state or national level, such as the American Legion, B.R.A.V.E. chapters, and the Wounded Warrior Project, as well as other organizations. This project falls under the communication, ethical practice, critical thinking, and creativity liberal learning outcomes. Communication will be an essential part of this project, and to fully complete the project, students will need to work together, pulling knowledge from criteria learned in their major that can be used to complete various portions of the project. Ethical practice. While conducting this experiment, students will need to be respectful and aware of the veteran's conditions if applicable, as well as show model behavior with corresponding attributes, because the students are representatives of the University of Charleston to the community. Critical thinking. With every project, there will be things that go wrong, and students will need to critically think to fully analyze the situation, to evaluate and determine the best possible solutions for the outlying problem. Creativity. This project addresses the inclusion of disabled veterans within the community and adapting a program and course track that will be most beneficially and easily adaptable for each participant. Students will need to be innovative in determining the curriculum to make sure that every need will be met and make connections between potential solutions when a problem arises. Project duties will include the following. Students can partner with the nursing and physician assistant programs to have medical care on standby if someone were to go in distress or need medical attention. Students will be needed to manage each station during the 5K race. There will be stations set up every mile for medical attention if minor first aid would need to be administered, a chair to rest, or water until the participant is ready to go back and run the race. The stations will give the participants the opportunity to partake in a race, but prevents them from injuring or overworking themselves. Students will need to reach out to local, state, and national organizations, such as local V.R.A.V.E. and American Legion Post, to gain more information about potential participants and more resources. A driver may be needed if there are participants who wish to participate in the race but are unable to drive themselves or have a way to the University of Charleston. The project timeline will begin on Friday, January 19th, 2018. Students will need to pull together resources and assign sensitive duties to each student in the class. That way productivity can continue outside the classroom. Students should communicate with the VA about spreading awareness, gathering resources for veterans that would be interested in participating, and begin coordinating with organizations to reach out to local veterans. In February, students will continue working on the communicating with local organizations and getting participants. Another task that will also need to be assessed is the course path that the participants will run on. By February 1st, a curriculum needs to be developed for the Couch to 5K program, and a class of participants needs to be established by February 8th. The Couch to 5K program curriculum should also allow the participants to familiarize themselves with the course before the day of the race so they will be comfortable with the course layout. This will give the students and the class enough time to get through an 8-week program, but if more time is needed, the students will need to plan accordingly. By February 23rd, students will need to begin working with the nursing and physician assistant students to assess what materials they may need, as well as collect materials for the next station. Students will need to continue working on the project until the day of the race. On the day of the race, students will need to set up the stations according to each mile marker. There should also be time set apart for the start of the race for the national anthem and to recognize those who have served our country. There are multiple resources that can be approached and used for this project. Military recruiters for different branches of the military can provide material support. Students can coordinate with ROTC program at the University of Charleston, as well as nursing and PA programs to provide extra hands, minor medical care, and help on race day. There are also several local American Legion, VFW, and Disabled American Veterans chapters that can provide resources and more information about potential participants. West Virginia Department of Rehabilitative Services can provide resources concerning disabilities and the best way to make the race an enjoyable experience for the participants. Constraints within this project are rather straightforward. If there are weather constraints such as rain, the 5K walk or run will not be up to my University 101 classmates and I, but the administrative powers at the University of Charleston. Another constraint could be a lack of community participation if we can't find runners to participate in the Couch to 5K program or in the race itself. Some of the annotated sources that I discovered to be most beneficial to this project were from sites such as runcolfax.org, which is sponsored by the Colfax Marathon in Denver, Colorado, a 5K race that promotes the inclusion of those who are disabled. Through Disabled Sports USA, I found information concerning athletic training and Couch to 5K programs that can accommodate the disabled. In conclusion, the experiences that can be gained through this project will not only better our class as individuals, but will impact the participants as well. West Virginia has a significantly large veteran population, and by incorporating this population into our project, we can listen to their stories and raise awareness for the veterans and the disabled in the Kanawha Valley area. Thank you.